everyone, it's your girl, Dr. Monica, and we're going to talk about some negatives, okay? We're going to talk about some negatives that we need to get rid of in order for us to have more positive, productive, and peaceful lives. So if you want to have a more positive, productive, and peaceful life, let me know in the chat so we can kind of go through this together and support one another. So 4 negatives that I'm going to focus on that we need to release: negative emotions. How many of you deal with negative emotions from time to time? And a lot of times those negative emotions can turn into negative self-talk. Okay. Those negative thoughts can turn into negative self-talk. Okay, so we have to pay attention to the emotions that we're feeling. We have to pay attention to the thoughts that try to invade our mental space, because those things can turn into negative talk, negative self-talk. And if that negative self-talk is watered, if it is grown, then that can lead to negative actions. Okay. So first of all, we have to identify that there's an issue. Okay, when people go to AA, they acknowledge my name is so-and-so and I am, okay? You have to acknowledge whatever that emotion is, that thought is, acknowledge what it is that brings about that negative emotion, whether it is something in your relationship, something in your home, something in your job, something that you're holding on to from your past. How many of us hold on to things from our past? Okay, and it's still affecting us today, when it's something that we need to release, something that we need to get rid of. So we have to acknowledge it. Don't stuff it down and think that it is going to eventually go away. Okay, don't stuff it down somewhere in your mental thoughts and close your eyes and think, it'll go away, it'll go away, it'll go away. No, because when you open up your eyes, guess what? It's still going to be there. So we have to acknowledge it. Number 2, don't keep everything inside. Find someone that you trust, someone who can be a confidant for you, and be very careful and be very specific about who it is that you want to share with. Not everybody is able to receive what you have to say and not go tell somebody else. Okay, not everyone that you share with is able to give back into you. Okay, don't go share with somebody that's only going to be negative right along with you. Okay, so find someone that you trust. Number 3, don't stay locked in. Go outside, go on an adventure, go out and do something new. Take yourself out on a date. I love taking myself out on dates because I find something new to do. Okay, take yourself out on date. Don't be afraid to go out by yourself. Get in a new place. You know, take a drive to another part of town that you don't normally go to and just go out for a walk in that particular area. Take a stroll. Okay, don't stay locked in, because when we stay locked inside of our homes, we really are staying locked inside of that mental issue that can be going on. Okay, exercise. Number 4, exercise. Okay, not only is that physically healthy for us, but it's healthy for us emotionally as well as mentally. Okay, number 5, some of you may not want to do this, but step away from social media. I stepped away from social media for a little while, well, for a lot of while last year. Okay, step away from social media. Although there's some great things that go on social media, there's also a lot of negative chatter. Okay, and honestly, a lot of times people are going to only share and show you positive things about themselves. So you're just getting a glimpse. You're looking from the outside in of what they want you to see. Okay. Don't make up stories in your mind. Number 6, don't make up stories in your mind. Okay. If you have an issue with someone and you need to have a conversation with them, then have the conversation with them. Don't spend hours and days and weeks and months making up your own story, because what you may see as an issue, the other person may not even realize that you have an issue with that particular thing, or whatever was said or done, right? So don't make up stories in your mind. Go and address the issue. Don't do it when you're emotionally charged, because when we're emotionally charged, things don't come out in a way that we want them to come out. And a lot of times we can miss important things that we want to say because we're so worked up. Okay. Take some deep breaths. Number 7. Okay. Slow, deep breaths. Hold it. And then do a slow release. Take several deep breaths, especially if you're in the middle of something and you feel like your emotions are going left and right and you want to blurt out and say things that shouldn't be said. Stop and take some deep breaths. Okay. Positive affirmations, number 8. Okay. Write out you a list of positive affirmations. Write them in your phone if you have to and say them. Okay. Journal, write it out, brain dump, get it all out, and then start writing positive things. Okay. Sometimes when we brain dump, here's something that just came to me. Write out that text that you want to say. Write out that email that you want to say, that you want to send. Do that. And then that way you've gotten it out without sending it, without saying something negative that could hurt somebody's feelings and that could be detrimental to them. Write it out. Take some time to write out everything you want to say. Just don't mail it, tuck it away somewhere, hide it, burn it, trash it, tear it up after you're done. Okay. Journal, write out what it is that you want to get off your chest. Okay. Pay attention to your surroundings. If you don't like being in a messy space and that brings you on anxieties, clean it up. It's just as simple as that. Okay. If the space that you're in is not comfortable or conducive to you, what small changes can you make to make it conducive for you? Okay. What small changes can you make to make it enjoyable for you to be in, for you to wake up and feel at peace to where you can be positive and productive? For me, whenever I leave home, I have to make sure my bed is made up. I don't want to come back home ever to a bed that's not made up. I have to make sure my room is clean before I go to bed at night. So when I wake up in the morning, I'm waking up to a fresh room. Okay. Pay attention to the people who are in your surroundings. Sometimes the people who are in our surroundings are negative, or they always pull from you and they don't have anything to put into you. They're consistently pulling, but they're not pouring back into you. Okay. So pay attention to the people in your environment. Don't consistently be around people who are negative. Okay. Bad company, can interrupt your character. Okay. Be around positive people. I understand that even positive people have bad days sometimes. But if every time you talk to somebody and they're constantly negative or constantly talking about the same thing, you might want to really look at that relationship, association, friendship, or whatever category you put it in. Okay. And then here's a bonus for you. Number 11, serve others. I get joy out of serving others. I get joy out of doing things for other people, even when I feel like I may be at my worst. You want to change your negative emotion that you're feeling? Do something nice for somebody else and watch the smile, the glow, and the joy that comes upon them. Serve others. Find somebody that you know who wants to authentically just get to know you without an alternative motive, and invite them out to coffee. Spend some quality time serving somebody else and helping somebody else. Okay. We have to spend this year. I spent a lot of time last year in negativity. You couldn't tell because I didn't um, leave out of the house with that negativity showing all over, right? But this year, we are going to live on the positive side. We're going to live on the productive side, and we're going to have our peace, that peace that surpasses all understanding. But to do that, whenever that negative thought comes, I think about the mustard seed. The word tells us if you have mustard seed size faith, just believe. Okay. Just as we need that mustard seed size faith, we have to pay attention to those mustard seed size thoughts that are attempted to be implanted into our minds. Don't water it. Don't feed it. Don't give it opportunity to grow. If anything, you uproot it before it even has time, or you pluck it out before it even has time to set root. Release it. We cannot feed, water, and nurture negative thoughts. Those negative emotions, negative thoughts, negative talk is going to lead to negative actions. Those negative actions can be self-destructive behaviors. Those negative actions can be unfortunate behaviors that we place off onto someone else. So in order for us to have peaceful, productive, and positive lifestyles this year and years moving forward, we have to pay attention to our emotions, our thoughts, our actions, and the things that we say. That's just 4. You probably can identify more than just those 4. That's just 4. Okay. I want you to embrace loving yourself to life. I want you to embrace the essence of who you are now and who you want to be in the future by releasing those things from your past so that they don't have an effect on your present or your future. It's your girl, Dr. Monica, and I am always going to love you to life.